Hello and welcome back to the finishing line, proudly sponsored by Hollywood Bets. It's June, the weather is warm outside, Tom's wearing a t-shirt, but every fucking track in England can't get their racing right and keeps cancelling all the time. And
That's
it's
great luck,
fucking
David.
making my blood boil because people don't really like the flat racing anyway, and now they're making it worse. And you see that race course, Chester, and they wouldn't give people their money back. Scandalous.
It's not a good look, David, at all.
It's fucking scandalous.
What are we? 42 seconds in, 7 curse words already.
Fuming. I've been waiting to talk about this for a week. Fuming. Literally fuming. Like, they have somehow decided that these lovely flat racing horses that run on firm ground and are bred to run on firm ground, with the cancel culture in the world, they're watering it all, making it good, and it's all slippy. And then you have jockeys falling off horses and the horses falling on the ground.
Safety first, David.
Does it then?
Tom, it's to do with the clerk of the course and how they're watering and stuff. It's nonsense, and it's stupid.
Is that not down to them, the BHR, whoever the hell puts in all these rules that has to be safe ground?
Come here and I tell you, right?
All right, boy, I'm not doing bloody water track. Put your neck back in your shoulders.
Right, come here and I tell you. Safety paramount, absolutely. If jockeys are not safe, cancel the racing. But it starts with the water and what they're doing before, right? Gordo,
Fingers out.
Henry, Willie, Paddy,
Noli.
James, Noli, all get fined when they do stuff wrong. But the race courses can get away with it. Come in here, get everybody to come racing. Let's get all the young lads to come racing. Have a great day, come racing. Oh, you have to go home now, 2 races, and we can't run anymore. We're not giving you your money back, though, because the main race of the day has been ran. So off you go, toddle off. Bye-bye.
That's disgraceful.
Still get their money from at the races or Racing UK.
Mm-hmm. It's a horrible look for racing. It's a horrible look for Chester, and the BHA or whoever runs these race courses as they're under one umbrella or whatever need to get a kick in the hole, refund everybody that was at them tracks, no questions asked. Ye fucked up. Ye are there to present a day out, a show per se. If you go to the West End and something happens, so the main character, whoever, breaks his leg, ends up dropping on the stage and they can't continue with the show, I guarantee you they'll get your money back. And even if they sing a whole new world, you'll be still sent back. You'll get your refund, and you'll probably get complimentary money off your next thing. What should happen? It's the whole backwards community of the horse racing industry. They're prim and proper. They're above everyone else. Oh, well, you came here now. You've seen your main race. Now you can waddle off and drink your gin and tonics.
Chester took the biscuit. We are not refunding people.
Have the other race course refunded?
I don't know. Chester put a thing up on Twitter saying that the main race of the day.
They didn't even say sorry on it.
Main race of the day was ran, and there was no sorry. There was no apology. There was no we'll try and get this right in future. It was like, go home now and shut up. Hello, Tom. How are you?
She's doing good, lads. I was just gonna start doing a bit more work there, to be honest. Leave the two of you at it. But
what's your take on it, Tom?
Tom and Tom don't care. Tom and Henry are having a write-off on all the Pimlico owners. Another winner, Marzouk, last week. He's another few running this week. They're going to win too. I'm telling you right now, Baron Boyle is going to win on Friday. So
who's running on Saturday? Who's the other one, Tom?
Tom is scamming everybody.
You don't have
Tom is scamming everybody like Henry last year. Get the good handicap marks for all the horses and then bang them all in.
That's it, yeah. I love how the two of you have changed your tune a little bit on Henry. After all the shit I got last year.
I didn't know if we got them out there.
They were scamming, I knew it.
I wish we were, Dave. I really wish we were.
From it.
Yeah, 2 runners on just before we go on to that though, on my only take on the flat thing and the watering is Tremor used to have a massive issue with this. I remember being at Tremor many times, and the hill you have to come down, it got a bit dangerous sometimes, but they seem to have worked it out. So if you can work that out around Tremor with a hill like that and water on quick ground in the summer, then you need to get your act together. It shouldn't be so
Wouldn't
much.
that have something to do as well? If you're going to tracks like, say, Tremor, for instance, the trainers know what they're getting. They know what kind of footwear, per se, the horses need for this kind of track. Will it have to come down to where they'll have to stringently go to every track?
Oh, I've never seen it like the last week that it has been.
What is it? 5 races?
4 race
Four
courses.
race courses.
And I like the odd one. Something happens, whatever, grand, and a bit of human error, but like they're making mistakes all over the place. And I know in times when you go to the jumps, you have fences and hurdles taken out, but that's the sun in the sky. You can't do fucking jack shit about the sun in the sky. Like the water on the ground and getting it wrong is a mistake at a race course, and then cancelling things in the middle of the race, and are begging customers to come and go racing and make it an enjoyable experience and promote the sport for what it is, and then you have lunacy going on like that. Like,
I'll put a counter thing that we talked about before we played golf the other day. It's looking like it's going down the road of race courses are all weather. I want to go down the road of having no spectators there. Because behind closed doors, and it'll save them money because they won't have to bring staff in, they won't have to get extra people on for race days, they can just have the normal Joe. So this racing is in a terrible place.
The COVID thing, like they haven't.
That's in the UK now. Ireland is different.
They haven't shaped up since then. Speaking of golf, Andrew has some golf stuff to talk about.
I just wanted to, before we go on to that,
Jesus.
I know, I just wanted to give out about something else as well. I got an email offering me reduced price tickets to Worcester races on Saturday. And so to get into Worcester racecourse, now Worcester, I used to love going to Worcester. It's only up the road from me. A really good day out, kind of a country racecourse. So they've got Ladies' Day is on Saturday, the 4th of June, and they've got Boys Life, not Westlife or Boys Own, Boys Life playing.
Boys Life.
I have no idea. No idea. So they've got Boys Life playing after racing, presumably, right? It's £35 to get in. That's €40. €40 to get in.
Is that at reduced price?
And no, that wasn't the reduced price.
Wow.
I was getting them a bit cheaper, but like you can't expect people to go racing, and it's €40, £35 to get in. I'm just checking now.
Imagine we wanted to go, and we have no idea who this side boys, white, whoever the hell they are. You don't want to go watch them. You want to go watch racing, have a few pints, and head off out of it.
It was €35 to get into Dublin Racing Festival.
It doesn't make sense, does it? So, okay. So, on the contrary to that, then, so it's about €40 to get into Worcester on Ladies' Day and Saturday to see Boys Life play. On the Thursday's Bournemouth Summer Series at Leopardstown, right? They have music after racing, so you can go see Razorlight. And I'm tempted to go to this because I love Razorlight, right? It's €25. Right? It just doesn't add up at all.
Going racing is about the only thing cheap in Ireland, though, all the same, because everything else is chaotically expensive.
Leopardstown have something similar in the summer, don't they?
Yeah, that's what Tom was saying. It's the summer series.
€22.
Can you check how much the Irish Champions Weekend tickets are?
That's concert and racing for €22.
Yeah, here I'm on the Champions Weekend ones.
Irish Champions Weekend. I wouldn't say it's much more than €5.
Irish Champions Week, right? For one to go to one of the meetings, early bird admission, €30. You can go to both of the meetings for €50, so €25 each.
So yeah, you're probably talking €40 at the most, and there'll be all sorts of entertainment and stuff like that as well. It's actually a good race.
Good racing.
Mm.
And I wonder why people aren't going racing. Like it's crazy. Like it's like, well, there's your answer.
Again, same with even Cheltenham. It's £100 to get into Cheltenham. It's €30 to get into Punchestown.
I tell you, £40 that's 8 points as well. That's 8 points you're not having.
Yeah.
Or €85 bets.
Just before we move on to your golf as well, because you touched on it and I diverted, I probably should have just stayed on it and plugged the hell out of it. But yeah, two Pimlico runners at Tremor on Friday night, Cool Arcade in the Beginner's Chase and Barron Wild in the 4-year-old Maiden Hurdle. I'd say I can't wait because it's my local course, but we did this last August and it was one of the worst weekends of my life.
We're getting on the double.
We're not due any rain, Tom. It's looking okay.
I have an accumulator on Friday with the Oaks and stuff.
Will we go?
Yeah, we might do. On the double, and the sins of last year are going to be repented, Tom. I'm telling it.
Did you do the treble last year, Dave?
We done everything.
We done the whole lot.
We done everything, Tom.
We done the whole lot.
Balls.
We done the whole lot, and it all went tits up after the first.
And he wonders then what we think about the Sunday.
Too much.
Look, Henry's horses are in good form. Cool Arcade obviously only won 2 weeks ago, so he seems in savage form. Barron Wild, first run of the season. But really looking forward to it. I think two fair enough chances, and I would very, very happily take a winner, either one of them. I don't care. A winner at Tremor would be class. So.
Every viewer of this podcast has just hit the floor because you never ever say a fair chance. I take six. I take six.
6 in a 5-runner race.
10, and he looks all right.
This is I got confident last year and it went tits up. So I'm being realistic. 4
winners now, and he's all for.
He'd be naked out in Tremor, jumping the final hurdle about 6 times.
And get a haircut and everything.
There will be a very good party in Tremor if we have a winner.
How many you run any on Saturday?
No.
Oh, I was going to say yes, do it there.
You're going to be hungover on Saturday, sure.
Be dead.
Yeah. I hope I am. Yeah.
Right, let's get on to this golf and then we'll go on to the race.
Oh, see that? Let's get on to this golf. Played one game on the weekend. He's not so confident now, Tom.
I am confident. So me and Andrew are playing our first little game of golf on Sunday. 9 holes.
Oh.
We playing 18?
Yeah.
We're playing 18 holes. That means I'm definitely going to win because Andrew doesn't have the stamina for 18 holes. That sounded really bad.
Oh well. Also, that might be true.
Yeah.
We have the courses picked out already, so we're playing Williamstown, Waterford Castle, Fate Lake, Carrick, Gorham Park,
St. Helens Bay.
We
played on Sunday gone. I have to say Andrew played very well. He had no stress at all. It's like he didn't care where. See, Andrew likes to think about the shots that he's hit. And I think the fact that he never played Carrick and he didn't know exactly where he was going, it worked in his favour.
I didn't know where I was going.
You didn't really.
I did.
Where's the hole? I could have told him the wrong way.
All I asked, which direction is the hole going?
Yeah.
So I knew where to place my shots.
He was like a man with no stress. Just the club was swinging lovely.
I think I bet him by 9-10 shots.
9.
9 shots?
9.
Oh yeah, he's still going to beat me. On a course that he played all winter, might I add.
Dave, your angle here, right, is going to be to do these as quick as possible. So you want these on like consecutive weekends, because I saw Andrew on. When did you play golf? Sunday.
Sunday. Oh God.
Sunday. I saw Andrew on Monday, and the chap couldn't barely walk. Yeah. So the sooner you play these together, he won't even be able to play the last 2 rounds. So
he said this as well. His back, and then he texted me Tuesday, right? Organized golf for the weekend. I said, sure, you couldn't even do it yesterday. I'll be grand by then. And this is what I mean about the stamina. Like, we played 9 holes on Sunday.
Let's add more context to this.
We played 9 holes on Sunday, right? And he couldn't walk then Monday. So he thinks he's going to get around 18 in Williamstown.
After golf, I went home, painted the hole outside of my house, painted all the windowsills, and done all stuff out in the back. That could have been a big factor, and I carried the ladder up and down to my father's house. A big one. That could have been a big factor.
Why did you do that? That sounds stupid.
Because now, Tom, I don't have to do it for the rest of the summer.
Tom knows recovery is key when you're training. All right, Tom?
You're talking to me like I've never done anything strenuous in my body in my life.
You're the one with the bad back on Monday, not me.
I'm on the one with the bad back till the day I die.
I'm looking forward to Sunday now. That's all I know.
I was the one working out on Monday, Andrew, and you couldn't even walk. So,
Tom, when you're all out drinking your pints, all being nice and big and have whatever you want, I was the one playing football with the 6-pack and everything else, eating good, recovering well, and all that. Now it's my time to be fat, so I can all go fuck yourselves.
I just know, hole 11, he'll go on my shoulder.
No, it's all going to be documented.
I know, man.
It'll all be documented, and I can guarantee you now, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is, you will not win one game.
We'll see.
You will not win one game. I'm willing to double my stake now.
Imagine, right? The Thomas Darby
His
thing.
head goes after one bad shot.
Imagine the
He hooked one on the first tee and he went, fuck's sake.
I didn't hook it on. It was the second.
What?
It was the second.
You put it fucking that way.
No, that was right there on the right side, sure.
Oh, Putty needed a head after. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're wrong person.
Mine just went that way, Tom.
Imagine him saying this and I win one game. It'd be like the Thomas Darby thing all over again.
He won't. That's the thing. Have you ever beaten me?
Yeah, I bet you today with Gavin and Patrick.
Gavin beat me.
I bet
you were on Gavin's team.
Yeah, but I had a better score than you.
No, you didn't.
I did. You were terrible that day. You were terrible. You couldn't even hit a barn door.
I didn't need to hit barn door. I need to hit fairway, and I couldn't hit fairway.
It was shocking.
I think we need to up the stakes on this. I think
he was
Dave,
the more money's involved, the more I will concentrate.
Remember, he couldn't eat his dinner that day, Tom.
When?
The day we done the live show in the tower. Oh, he was awful. He was terrible.
See, I had too much stress on me that day.
Gavin's face at some of the shots, he's like...
That's because Gavin know I can play.
So there you go, yeah.
Dave, if you manage to pull this off and win, I will donate €250 to the Irish cancer trials that Gavin does for the cycle. So
sounds good, Tom.
So the charge.
Get on it, Dave.
I'm going to try my best, Tom. That's all one can do.
Now, there's no mulligans. There's no do-overs. We're playing proper rules. Whoever wins the hole tees off first, the next hole. When we're putting, the furthest away from the hole goes first.
You can do whatever you want, but I don't mind at
all. Because Dave wants to go bang, bang, bang. We're all just slow Dave down now. Leave him think a bit more about his shots.
I don't think about not.
Hence when it all goes that way.
The only thing I'm thinking about is beating you. As it.
Keep thinking that.
See, Andrew, I can feel the stress off him already.
Zero stress.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's put more money on it.
How much do we have? How much do we have?
How do we say 25?
30.
Let's do it. May as well incorporate this part into it.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't care. Like, you lack self-belief.
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I don't. Lack self-belief. Yeah.
Keep playing soccer or keep playing soccer. Keep playing golf and hurting your back. You won't be able to cycle either.
Lack self-belief the whole life. I ended up playing for a number of fantastic teams. All without self-belief.
Anyhow, Sunday is D-Day.
Jeez, we didn't talk about a race.
We were talking about Epsom on Friday and Saturday, and we are going straight in to that. And the first race we're going to talk about is the Carnation Cup. We have joint favourites, Manobo and Pile Driver, High Definition, who got a parlour of a ride, even though he came second the last day. Hookham, Living Legend, and Pallavicino, only 6. Poor enough turnout again. This race has kind of dwindled over the years. Tom, you think Pile Driver is going to do it second year on?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna give Pile Driver a good chance here, and yeah, I think he's good. If you forget about that, run in bloody Saudi Arabia, wherever it was, then he's got a good chance. He ran very well at Maidan, could possibly have won even that day. He's got form at the course, and I think he's the rightful favourite. High Definition, I think he's lured people into a false sense of security after that last run because it looks really good on paper. and I just think he's going to go and let people down again. But sure, that's him. Manobo, I thought, was an absolute certainty for the Ascot Gold Cup after he won his first race at Maidan. But he was disappointed then after, so the jury is kind of out for me on him. I think this will more be a prep race for one of those cup races later in the season.
Sorry, there's someone laughing inside, and it sounds like a witch.
What, outside?
No, next order.
Oh, very good. That's your mother in there, is it?
Wow.
That's me.
You leave Mary alone. Mary is a saint.
Mary's gone home.
Yeah, so look, Pile Driver for me, I think 2-1's fair enough price, to be honest. I think he'll win.
Andrew.
Yeah, I agree. I think Pile Driver last year's winner, a reproduction of that, I think is good enough to win this. Look, as Tom said, you can write off his run in Saudi Arabia. He was drawn wide. He used up a lot of energy to get up at the pace. Then he was caught wide for a long way. I think he was 2-174, joint favourite for that as well. Beat a length in the Shima Classic in 4. He was 4th. Look, that's, to me, by far the best form in this. And it's, again, what Tom said there, high definitions, like, ooh, this is what I can do, but I'm not going to do it again for the rest of the season. That's what he's going to do. And you know he's going to do. He's going to go off like the clappers. He's swinging coming down Tattenham Corner and just go, huh? Ryan, I'm not doing it again. Living Legend, though, I think he's a bit overpriced at 10-1. I think his run last time was good, and I think he's been a bit overlooked for a trainer who does quite well around here. But I think Pearl Driver is by far the class horse in this. Hookham, we touched on him last season about him being kind of a Group 3 horse. When it comes into these kind of races, he's left wanting. So I think 2-1 is a decent price for Pearl Driver, if I'm honest, Dave.
I have a major issue this weekend, and it's every horse that I thought would win. Frankie the Tory is on. All of them. Fucking all of them. Now.
You're Frankie's best friend.
I really like Pile Driver, have all along, but I don't think Frankie will win on Pile Driver. He's too much of a monkey of a horse. He tried to throw away the race last year with that. Was it Al-Azi that was beside him?
That bridle, yeah.
His form looks the best in the race, but I think High Definition will lead again. Ryan will go out from the front, and I actually think High Definition might finally get his shit together.
Think so?
Yeah, I struggle to go away from Pile Driver, but I just don't think Frankie's the right person for him. He needs coaxing, and like Frankie's grand now on a horse that travels supremely well, brings him to the front, and he can just kick on. So
steering jobs then, Dave.
Yeah, we'll get on to the Oaks, and I think that's exactly what will happen with Emily Upjohn or John Up Emily. But Frankie worries me on Pisbadil because he needs some pushing and shoving, and same with Pearl Driver. And Frankie tends to give up on horses that don't find a whole lot or that don't travel into the race on the bridle and hit the front. So very much worried about Pile Driver, yeah.
I think the thing with High Definition as well, what was that race? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
That was a hard race. Because Ryan gave him a very, very gun-ho ride, all out from the start. He'll be a tough horse to reproduce that now again on Friday. But I think the more you look into it, the more you try to complicate it. And then by the time the race comes around to it, you think sitting there, Pile Driver is the best horse in this race. All being well, he'll win.
Yeah,
I think you get a lovely toe into it from High Definition as well.
I've liked Pile Driver all along. It's the race fitness thing as well. I think last year, a Mark Johnson horse anyway, you were sure the race fitness against Pile Driver would beat Pile Driver, and it did, and he hasn't ran since that.
So Ron Priestley.
Yes, that's him. And Pile Driver's clearly like a faster horse than he is, but he was beaten that day and then came back and won the Carnation Cup. It's been a while since we've seen him. It's 3 odd months, like.
Who?
Pile Driver.
He was in bloody Maidan.
It's a long time.
You're going to need a break. He was in Saudi Arabia, then he went to Maidan. You need to come off him a bit after travelling that much.
I'm worried about Pile Driver. Unfortunately, Martin Dwyer's injured, so there's nothing we can do.
But the thing is, well, on the back of a break, it's not like he's been left out for a winter of grass in the flat horses.
We'll see. He could be very fat. Okay, so 2 for pile driver, and I'll go for high definition. And actually,
do you not just say you think pile driver will win?
No, I said I'm really worried about pile driver, so I'm going for high definition. That person that put their naps in next best last week in the comments, Luke Wilson, I think is the person that won. So will you DM Andrew and we'll send you some Hollywood Bets merchandise.
That's my cousin, yeah.
Yeah, but he did win. He did in fact win. And
no, Joe, it's going to be. I'll put up on Twitter the absolute hard thing about. I'm going to get one of them done up.
Okay.
Without the frame, I'm not sending the frame in case it breaks.
And for this video, we'll go with the Derby. If you can get the winner of the Derby, we'll send you some sort of merchandise as well. So leave your comments in the section below.
Dave will send you a phone number to one of his mistresses.
Parties.
Wow. Even better.
We are on to the Kazoo Oaks. 1 mile 4 for the fillies. Emily Upjohn is favourite. Nashua second favourite. Then Tuesday, Concert Hall with the Moonlight. Tranquil Lady. Good ride for Tom Mark on that. Thoughts of June. The Grey Filly of Aidan O'Brien's. Rogue Millennium. Moon de Vega. Coida. And the Algarve. I think this is a pretty strong race, but I think we all know I fancy John Up Emily. But Andrew, you can go first.
John Up Emily, Dave. Look, she's shown she's at the train on a fair bit from her maiden win on the All Weather last year. She's at the win about 5.5 lengths and 9 lengths, I think, something like that. 5.5 lengths, 9.5 lengths, 5.5 lengths. Look, her last win at York or somewhere like that.
Yep.
Was really impressive. She put the race to bed very, very quickly. I think if you find a standout filly as a 3-year-old, they're very hard to beat. And the same like Love. I know Snowfall. I forget.
Did you hear that, Tom?
Snowfall last year, even though she held a form. Then after that, I just think it's very hard to go. I think when I'm looking at it, I didn't have prices now when this is up, and I had it down to John Up Emily, sorry, and Nashua, the follower home. And I think the first two of the betting are going to be first two home. I just think Emily Upjohn, if she comes on again from that run, she'll be finding it hard to take her on, wouldn't you?
Tom?
Yeah, for me, I think this is a good race. I think the two John Gosden horses are very good. John Up Emily has definitely got her chance. Wonderful pedigree by See the Stars. Was very impressive at York. Was very impressive at Sandown. Could be an absolute superstar. Just at the prices, I think I'll just take her on with Nashua. Like the way she goes about it. Holly Doyle seems to absolutely rave about her. I think she's another one. A lovely pedigree, nice mare's pedigree as well. It's tough when they're both stable companions, but nothing's going to be stopping either of them. John Gosden is in good form. This one's by Frankel out of a pivotal mare. I'd give her a chance. I just think at 9-2, you get 9-2 on one of them, and you're getting 6-5 on the other. I don't feel there's that much between them. You can even back Nashua each way at that price, maybe if you wanted to. So I would take Nashua. The one thing I want to touch on as well is the Rogue Millennium story. I don't know how many of you seen this, but Tom Clover's horse only made her debut on the 24th of April. Has won 2 races. It was sold on the 29th of November last year, a Shadwell dispersal, and she was bought for 35 grand. They've done really, really well out of her. She's worth an awful lot more money than that now. Just shows that they can be bought, and I would be very happy if I was the person who bought her Kingman, unraced Kingman half sister on the 3rd of February this year for 4,000 guineas. those people have got extremely lucky no matter what happens. But if this one was to go and win the Oaks, wow, you're really well in. And there's another spin in the family as well. November this year, the Ortad yearling was sold by Shadwell as well for $2,000, and it was sent to the Breeze Ups in April. So how long have they had that? 5 months? I made 110. So there's some people getting serious spins off of that family on the back of Rogue Millennium. So I'd be cheering her on to grab a place as well.
I think that's what you call value, Dave.
That's value. That's
is value.
proper
That's
value.
value,
Is real cash
back
money
from your investment. Cash back.
Yeah, I like Rogue Millennium. Hope she runs well. I don't think she'll be quite up to the standard to win because I think it's a pretty strong race. John O'Bemley should win. Andrew touched on sometimes you get a filly that just is 5, 6, 7 pounds above the rest of them, even though they could be a strong crop, and she looks better than the rest of them. Like Snowfall last year, and that might not translate to her being an arc winner like an Abel, but she seems better than the fillies her age. Don't mind Nashua, but I think Aiden's two are better, and on breeding, the Oaks should really be their trip. I think Tuesday's running well at a mile, even though she should be better over a mile 4. She's a sister to Minding. And I think the one that will follow John O'Pemley home, or if John O'Pemley doesn't perform on the day, maybe she'll win. It's Concert Hall. Her mammy won the Oaks, and she's by Dubawi. Aiden and Ballydoyle are starting to get into buying Dubawis and sending the good fillies to Dubawi. And is a really good sire. So she ran on in the Irish Guineas as if she really needed to step up and trip now. So I think she'll be second or first, but John O'Pemley should win. Okay, that's 3 for Emily.
John going up Emily.
Having fun with John.
I'm on Nashua.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you picked the wrong one. Never mind. We're going to the 510 in Epsom, the Surrey Stakes, a listed race.
Why'd you put this in? You put this in, didn't put the dash in.
I'm not putting that super race in.
You put this in, didn't put the best race of the whole meeting.
Bass player, we've no prices. I nearly forgot the word. Dawn of Liberation, Ever Given, Honey Sweet, Mid-Heaven. It's quite a nice name. Oscula and Star from Afar. We won't spend long on this. Tom, any selection here or don't care?
Don't really care.
Okay, Andrew.
I do have one. I'm going to put up the Andrew Bolding horse, Star from Afar. He quite likes this meeting, and that race she ran in at Ascot the last day has worked out relatively well. That Grand Dame won it. She should have won the next day. The second was third behind Nashua, not beaten very far. I think that's pretty decent form. And the fact that he's coming here off 83 makes me think she's got a right good chance because it should be an absolute certainty in a handicap off 83. So, I think that one's got a hell of a chance.
Andrew?
Ever Given, Dave. Bolted up on his first run for Hugo Power at the start of the season. Was below his form then in the Sandy Lane. He's 5 wins from 10 runs in his career. Look, he knows how to win. This is a drop in class again. I think a reproduction of his race at the start of the season. We'll see him go very close, Dave. No idea what price he is, but that'll do for me.
Yeah, no idea what price Dawn of Liberation is, but Ryan has been in unbelievable form all year. Richard Harron's banging in the winners too, so I think he'll continue to progress as a 3-year-old. So Dawn of Liberation for me. We are off to Saturday, the first one, the Princess Elizabeth Stakes. Again, sponsored by Kazoo. Which is sponsored a lot.
Kazoo, you can.
A Group 3. Favorite is Bashkorova.
They must be sending a lot of cars to sponsor everything.
Yeah. Then we have Podapova, another Cheveley Park horse. Cheveley Park always seem to have runners in this race.
I wonder how Rye got on it.
Probably last. Same as every other race.
Miss Fitzgerald. Tell your employees to shut up.
Like You're his boss. That's cash. That's real cash money again. Miss Fitzherbert, Roman Mist, Majestic Glory, Miss Marble, Technique, Oscula, who seems to run about a million times a year, and you have 14 to 1 bar, some outsiders. Andrew, I'll leave you go first on this one. Are you with the top of the market, or do you have an outsider for us?
Not top of the market, but it's up around there. Miss Fitzherbert. She's going to do it for me. She beat the favourite last time out. She done it in very convincing style, and I can't get why one is 11 to 4 and one is 5 to 1. She beat her well and convincingly. Was going away again at the finish. I think she runs up to that again, Dave. She will be hard to beat. She holds her form well. She had 2 wins the middle to end of last season. I think by all means she'll come on for that run. She went off 12 to 1, so I wouldn't say they were expecting much, but now that she has that under her belt, into Group 3 company, I think she holds a great chance of 5 to 1.
Tom?
Have to agree with Andrew. Miss Fitzherbert for me. The form of that last race at Goodwood looks solid as well. The third has come out and won a race at Haydock. I didn't see any reason why the second would reverse the form. She had to pull out from behind the second that day and come around her to win. So I don't see why that would change. 5 to 1 is a pretty solid bet, I think.
Yeah, I echo what the two lads said. I think Majestic Glory, she's getting a bit of weight, will run well, but for a win purpose, I think Miss Fitzherbert is the most likely winner. Seems to be progressing, has won at Goodwood, so a kind of unconventional track. And it makes no sense. The prices to me, the favourite and her, so Miss Fitzherbert as well.
Poor horse is going to be tail off.
Yeah, definitely going to be last now. Next one, second last one, the 310 at Epsom, the Kazoo Diamond Stakes, a Group 3.
Still pissed off you didn't do the dash.
Anyway. Favourite is Modern News for Charlie Appleby and William Buick. Muta Sabek, next in the betting. Then Finest Sound, Magallan, Zakuski, and 10 to 1 bar. Tom, Modern News or something else?
Or yesterday's news.
Modern News has been impressive. In fairness, was good at Windsor and ran nice races in the Lincoln. Look, even money doesn't appeal much to me. I don't know about you guys, but ran okay at Epsom before. I'd probably take him on at even money, but I don't really know what with at the same time. Not a massive opinion.
Andrew.
It's terrible, Dave. It's a terrible race. If he doesn't win this, he should be retired on the spot. It's a Group 3. Modern News should absolutely batter them. He should win this. If anyone's looking for an each way, I won't put anyone off Bellrock. He seems to pop up at a mad price every now and then each way. 8 runners in it, first 3 places, 16 to 1. I'd take him to fill a place as well.
For me, his second favourite, Muta Sabek, he got an absolute Horlicks on a ride by Jim Crowley at Sandown the last day. They held him up and he never got a run. I hope that don't happen again. If it does, it does. But some of these Shadwell 4-year-olds get better as they're going along. And on breeding, he's bred to be a Group 1 horse. He's by Invincible Spirit out of Gannati. If you remember Gannati a few years ago, she won the 1,000 guineas. She's a right good horse. Should have won the last day. Hopefully he'll win on Saturday. And the last one. And the one we want your selections for, or Nap.
Nap?
Yeah, not ye, the comments. I don't care about yours. Your Naps in the comments. Maybe even an each way bet, because the Derby has thrown up some mad price winners over the last last few years.
Go on, Anthony Van Schuyt.
Serpentine and Adayar, who is on the missing list. The 410, the Derby at Epsom for the Colts. Favourite, Desert Crown, Michael Stout and Kingsgoat.
Whatever you said, that made me laugh.
I don't know why. Second favorite, 72, Stone Age, Andrew's Hype Horse.
Hey, correct.
6-1, Nation's Pride, Godolphin, Buick, and Appleby again. Then we've Aidan O'Brien with changing in the guard at 9s, Pisbadil at 9s.
Steve's Hype Horse.
Yeah, and Tom's. Star of India 16s, Walk Star 16s, Westover 16s, and then 20-1 Bar. Tom, you were going to give us the winner of this. I can feel it.
Can't believe you left out the dash. I'm just not happy about that.
You know what you can do? You can do a separate video for the dash if you want, but I'm not doing it.
The best race of the whole meeting, you left out.
Yeah.
They're running 5 furlongs downhill. How fun is that? It's the only flat race that's less than a mile and 6 that actually gets me.
Okay. Park the Derby. You have 60 seconds to put a selection up for the dash.
I didn't look at it yet.
I don't want to hear the reasons why. Just pick one. Tom.
Okay.
Go.
Stoner Destiny, third in it last year off 102, down £10 to 92, and only spoofing. Second in it last year off 89 down to 78. Won at Navan the other day, well prepped for it. Good, both really good chances.
Andrew.
Only spoofing and what he said on the back of that. I think he went off favour for 1 year as well. He was nowhere in it. He was second in again last year. Won last time up. Lovely prep, ready to go. Boom.
And it will depend on the draw, so I won't even make a selection. But it will depend on the draw. Maybe Blue to Vega if he's on the right side of the draw because he's really fast.
He's 9.
Back to the Derby.
Wait now. The Greatest Showman as well.
Back to the Derby. You said only spoofing. That's who you're
all right, boy.
Tom. Who's going to win the Derby?
Back to the Derby. I can't leave Pease Badil, can I?
Frankie worries you though, doesn't he? Be honest.
You can leave him. You can desert him.
Frankie worries you. I know he does.
It's all about winners, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know. A little bit, Dave. I'll give you that much. A little bit. He is a big race jockey, though, but I do think it's a bit harsh on Gavin Ryan. I think he deserves his chance. Look, the form with Buckaroo, I know Buckaroo didn't run his race the last day, but I still do think that form is very strong. And yeah, I really like the horse. I think the step up to a mile 4 will help him. I think he's very hardy and very tough. I really like his stallion Ulysses. He's 10-1. I think he's cracking each way bet. I'll be backing him. To the head of the market, though, I think Desert Crown, we've heard a lot about him throughout the winter and in the lead up to York, and he was mightily impressive at York. I'm not 100% sure what he beat, as in if they were that good. He's definitely got more on his plate here, but that was only his second run of his life, and he was super impressive. Sir Michael Stout is in cracking form, and he thinks he's a Derby horse. Who would I be to bet against him? He's favourite, but he's rightfully favourite. But the one thing is, I think it'd be class for Richard Kingscote. I think the opposite thing is going on here than is going on with Coolmore. They could have probably got anyone to ride this horse if they wanted, but Richard Kingscote has been left on him, and fair play. I hope he takes his chance. It's a big one there for him, and it'd be great to see him win a Derby.
Andrew, Stone Age
David. I think this could be another catch me if you can job by Ryan. They've changed tactics with him this year. They used to hold him up in midfield last year, and his 2 runs this season were from the front, and he won by 9 lengths and 5.5 lengths really easily. He's the type of horse that I think will get Desert Crown out of his comfort zone. Like Desert Crown's only had to have him 2 runs in his whole career, and one being last year, one being this season. And I go back to what I always say, even with the jumps, experience counts for a lot in these kind of races. This is going to be hustle and bustle around a course that's different to any other course in the world. You'll get close to a Lingfield, but coming around that bend, sloping down to the left, it takes a good horse with a good mindset to keep it all together. And I think Stone Age has that. He's a lot of experience behind him in group races as well. And I think the fact that he is now a front runner, I think he can nick this from the front. And I think there's going to be another Ryan Moore masterclass.
Very good. I've each way.
What?
I don't know what I'm fucking trying to
What the hell
say.
was that?
Oh, back to the days where I couldn't speak. Hold up.
I'll play golf either.
We'll see Sunday.
We text each other off this now. Christ, what do we have to do?
Yeah. The Pisbadell, I have the anti-post money on Pisbadell, and he looked the Derby horse all the way through. I liked his form last year, and me and Tom talked a bit about him. Start of the year, Sawyer, his horses are getting better as they're getting older, as he did as well. But Frankie just does worry me. I don't understand. It hasn't worked the last 2 years with John Leaper and English King, taking off.
Two yaks.
Taking off Kirby last year, taking off Marquand the year before, and now Gavin Ryan. And look, Gavin Ryan, he's young and he's no superstar jockey, but at least he knows the horse, and he knows the horse needs a bit of pushing and shoving. I saw the last day when he got back up to beat Buckaroo. He looked beaten, and Gavin never gave up on him, and he got up and then kind of won cozily. So I think he's a bit of a lazy horse. And if he doesn't travel well, Frankie worries me again, like he worries me on Pile Driver. So I'm going for an outsider. I put him up the last day. I don't know. I didn't even see the race, but I know he didn't.
Whoa. You're abandoning him.
Yes, I'm going for an outsider. I put him up the last day. Me and Tom talked about the strength of his form as a 2-year-old. He was behind Eden at Newmarket, and it's Masekela. I think he's just way too big at 50-1. I can't understand it.
I was just going to ask for an each way shout, and he was going to be it, Dave. He's a wild price, isn't he?
I don't know what happened to him in the stores the last day. You know, it should be all right. He should run. Andrew Bowling has had a couple of horses over the years run well. Tom Marquand was on his horse the year he got jocked off, and he came second, like at 33-1. You have horses run well at big prices all the time. Mojo Star was a maiden going into it last year, came second at 50-1. I cannot for the life of me understand his price with the form he showed with good horses. The second to Eden, clearly good form. Eden was fourth in the Guineas, which always is a good race, and even more so, it looks a pretty good race this year. And his breeding is all that he wants. A mile 3 and mile 4, that he was doing good over 7 furlongs and a mile, but will step up and be a better horse over a mile 4. So I know he's a big horse, so whether he handles the track, but I think 50-1 is absolutely madness.
I think as well. Go on, Tom.
The dam is by Doyen, Doyen's a national hunt sire. So there's plenty in there that says his stay. I thought that Newmarket run was eye-catching. I think he kind of blew up and ran on again. He was the closest any horse got to beating Native Trail as a 2-year-old. He only got beaten by a short head by him in the Superlative. I think he's way overpriced, to be honest, Dave.
One wild one as well, who I actually took note of last time was Sonny Liston. Finished really well over mile 2 behind Star of India last time. I think step on trip is exactly what he needs. I think he's 50-40-1 places. I think he will run a huge race as well. For Tom Marquand, who seems to be riding winners like it's going out of fashion.
Okay. Naps and next bests.
I'll go first if you want.
Yeah, far away.
I will be backing Only Spoofing in the Dash and Pisbadell in the Derby, both each way. I think they're good prices and they've got good chances. And I'll have a few quid on enhanced each way terms on Mascala as well in the Derby.
Andrew.
Cool, I can't Barn Wild, Dave.
Very good. Excellent. All the way to Tramore.
Why do you do it? Why?
Because you do all this when I start saying it. It's fun. No, they will win though. I am going to go for Stone Age as my nap. My next best, I'll go for Misfits Herbert.
My nap is Mutasabek with a better ride. Hopefully he'll get the job done. And my next best is Masakela each way. I'll try and get some, like Tom said, enhanced each way terms and job's done.
Bob's your uncle, Fanny's rant.
Yep. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll obviously touch on Royal Ascot. We'll be back Sunday as normal for talking points after the golf. We'll discuss some golf. We'll discuss the Derby and the Oaks. We'll have our usual. Sorry, we don't have our usual show then Wednesday because we have a bit of a lull before Royal Ascot and after the Derby. So we're going to do something. I'll probably do a quiz or something.
Yes.
And then the following Sunday, we won't have talking points. We'll be live on the Monday night, the day before Royal Ascot, and we'll do a Royal Ascot live preview.
Sounds like a plan.
Other than that, please leave your selections for the Derby and anything else in the comments, and we'll see you Sunday.
Bye.